Hello everybody, I hope you all had a nice Christmas time. Matching this, there is a small painting tutorial from me today. Today I'm painting Zombie Santa Claus from the Zombicide board game. So, what would Christmas be without a flesh-eating, mindless zombie Santa Claus under the Christmas tree? I bought this figure from eBay and I'm really looking forward to painting it. You get a few little tips here and there, and as always, I hope you enjoy watching. Now grab a mullet wine and cookies and then we'll start painting. I prefer to prime all my zombie figures with the Army Painter spray paint Necrotic Flash. First, it gives me a good base for the second coat of paint, and second, I don't have to worry about too much about the zombie skin color. The first color I use is Vallejo Flat Red. I use this to paint the largest area of the figure. The coat, the trousers and the head are all painted in bright red. What I like to do, and what you can see here right now, I try to paint along bumps. This automatically delimits my area a little, and then prevents me from painting over it later. The really practical thing about such a figure builder is that I can turn my figure in all directions. This enables me to use my brush optimally and to get into even the smallest corners with the bristles. If you work with acrylic paints, it is very important to wash the brush well after using the paints. As you can see here, the brush still gives off color to the cloth after several washes. If you want to have a healthy brush at home for a long time, don't be too stingy when washing your brushes. Hydrating your brush regularly is also a good idea, because dried paint in the brush ensures that your brush does not survive very long. To ensure that your paint does not dry out too quickly, it is advisable to use a wet palette. Ever since I've owned one, I've never painted without it. The next color I use is Vallejo Ivory. I use it to paint all the decorations and baubles on Santa's outfit. Especially with lighter colors, it is usually necessary to paint several layers in order to achieve good opacity. Fortunately, this is a zombie, so a slightly torn look is more of an advantage. The opacity also depends on the color of the previously sprayed surface. The Necrotic Flash spray paint helps the ivory with opacity in this case. The next color I use is Army Painter's Dead Black. This is a color from a painting set especially for the Zombicide figures. However, that is not important. Any black would work well here. With the black, I paint Santa's belt and his boots. If you paint on the base, while painting the boots, it's not that bad. I usually paint the base again separately at the end. Alternatively, you can also design the base so that you can no longer see the color in the end. The next color I use is Vallejo's Dead White. I would like to paint Santa's zombie eyes with it, and I would also like to give him a bushy white beard with it. Painting eyes is always one of the hardest things when painting your characters, especially if you have a slight tremor in your hands like I do. So it often happens that I paint over the eyes. However, I have a little trick for you. As long as the paint hasn't dried yet, I just wet my brush a little and go over my little accident lightly. Little by little, I take away more and more color until I achieve the desired result. In this way, you can easily correct small mistakes when painting. Here you can see how I had way too much color on the eye, and here you can see the eye after the correction. Next I use the Citadel Retributor armor. I just love the gold in this color and I use it for pretty much anything I want to paint gold. After all the base colors have been applied, I now use a shade. Agrex Earth Shade from Citadel to be exact. The shade now helps me to darken my figure, to create shading and thus to give the figure depth. I usually smear the shade over a large area over my figures, but the shade can also be used in a targeted manner. For my painting standard, my style is sufficient for me. And what would a flesh-eating zombie be without enough blood on its body? For this I use a technical paint from Citadel, Blood for the Blood God. With this I can create really nice and realistic blood pools and blood splatters. Unfortunately, my camera suddenly failed and it is a little out of focus. But here I go again with the colors I have used so far over the highest parts of the figure and lighten the color there. All those places that would be hit by the light or those that I particularly want to make stand out. As the last act, I quickly paint the base because I'm too lazy to make it fancy. Here I use German field grey World War II from Vallejo. In retrospect, I should have chosen a darker grey, but even something like that can always be easily improved later. Oh, you cheeky children. Instead of milk and biscuits, there is a little human flesh for our Santa Claus day. I hope you had a little fun watching and were able to take one or the other tip for you. I'm quite happy with my end result. Santa can now also go survivor hunting. This was the first of many more videos here on my channel in which I will be painting more Zombicide figures soon. If you would like to see more videos like this, then you are more than welcome to visit my YouTube channel, The Fantasy Edge. You can also find me on Instagram, where I regularly give a sign of life. My channel is all about the tabletop hobby, including character painting, terrain building, Dungeons and Dragons, and so on and so forth. I'm happy about any support and I'm still in the process of building this channel, so every little help counts. So, thanks for watching and all the best to you, your Lars from The Fantasy Edge.